Hi everyone. I wanted to take a few minutes to show you what I got from the Orlando Pen Show. I was just really excited that I was able to go. I went with my boss and we had a wonderful time. We got to meet lots of really great people. Met with some great pen makers, some great ink makers, visited many tables. My boss got her very first vintage pens, which was a lot of fun for her. She's really been enjoying them. And I was finally able to get my very first hand-turned acrylic fountain pens. And that was what I went there with the intention to purchase. As you can see, I purchased a little bit more than just some hand-turned fountain pens, but I wanted to take a minute and show you a little bit and show you about some of the things that I got. And yeah, so if you don't mind, I would just take up a little bit of your time and we'll go over my haul from the pen show. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about Andoryllium inks. So I was able to sit down with Karen Anderson, who is the mom, the matriarch behind Andoryllium inks, and I got to learn a little bit about their business. So Karen and this company is run by her kids. She has Bert, Tanya, and Britta. And so the name or the reasoning behind their name is their last name is Anderson, and so they used Ander as part of their last name, and Ilium because it was science-y sounding, and she kind of took inspiration from the periodic table of elements like beryllium and all of that. And so that's where Andoryllium came from. But Karen Anderson is the mom, and I got to meet her at the pen show. And so her son Bert is the chief chemist. He actually has a background in biochemistry. He is currently, or has been for a while, and is currently a high school biology and chemistry teacher. And so he has been making inks himself and has been into fountain pens since about 2019. Now, the other daughter, Tanya, she helps out at pen shows. And then another daughter, Britta, she is the artist behind all of the paintings for the Avian series of their inks. They have 3 series of inks. They have Lepidoptera, Avian, and Cephalopods. And they actually have another series coming out very soon, but I have been sworn to secrecy, so I will keep that to myself. So they're all very passionate about conservation and minimizing their carbon footprint and their impact on the environment. So their glass bottles are very utilitarian, and they are meant so that you can open them easily. They can stand easily. You can fill your pink from them, your pen from them easily. When in all of their work that they do, they minimize plastics and packaging. The inks have no animal products at all, and neither do the adhesives for their stickers or their labels, their box adhesives, any of that. So these are water-based inks, and they only use chemicals that are safe for the environment. Bert actually, at pen shows, Bert actually teaches a class, or does a class called The History of Paint and Inks at pen shows. And I was unable to be a part of that, but I would have really enjoyed to take part in that and listen and learn from that as well. So they were actually I wrote this down because otherwise I would forget it. They were featured in the August, so last month in the August 2023 Pen World magazine, which is really, really cool. I wanted to get a copy of the magazine that was there at the pen show, but they were already out of them. So I'm thinking about actually doing a subscription to the magazine. But yeah, so one of the things you'll notice about their inks is that they don't do shimmer inks, and they don't do like the kind of trendy, highly chromo shading inks, because they want their inks to be environmentally friendly. And some of the chemicals that are used in those sorts of, obviously shimmer inks, and some of the, like the chromo shading inks or inks that have different sort of like trendy properties, they're not environmentally safe. So this company, Andrew William Inks, is very, very concerned about their impact on the environment. And so that just really just stood out to me. Their goal is to make beautiful functional inks that highlight unique animals and insects and just creatures that inspire them. And so I'm really, really glad I chose the Viceroy Butterfly Orange, because I am a sucker for orange and yellow inks. And this is a swatch of it. And it has beautiful shading, and I just love how vibrant it is when you write with it, and then when it dries, it's still this vibrant, but it takes on a different quality about it. I can't really describe it, but you can see there's shading. I don't know if you can see very well, but there's beautiful shading in the ink, and it's just such a robust color. I'm really enjoying it. And we actually started a wholesale account with Andrew William Inks as well. So we carry them at Anamoya now. And this is the bottle that I bought there at the pen show. But I am looking forward to trying out more of Andrew William's inks. I'm really, 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 really enjoying this ink. So definitely check them out at andrewwilliam.com. And I know they are on Instagram, and I believe they're on Facebook too. So they are just, I am super glad. And how I learned that is I actually got to sit down at their table and talk to Karen for a little while. And I explained to her, because Jess had already gone over there and told her that she wanted to start carrying the inks, and they had made their doctor deal. And so I went over there and introduced myself and told her that I wanted to hear about their story so that I could share it with our customers. And so I'm really glad that I got to sit down and talk with Karen, and I'm really excited about that ink. All right, moving on. The next little haul I want to share with you is from The Right Stuff, which was the fun table at the pen show. And it is a company owned by Robert and Tammy Zenzel, and they're based in Wilson, North Carolina. And they were such fun. It was so much fun to talk with Tammy and to learn about their company. And I was just, okay, so when on the Orlando Pen Show Instagram, they showed this shirt, which I will show you in just a moment. I picked out some great washi for my journal, and some of my, I just really, really like these colors, and so they're a lot of fun. So I picked out some really great washi, and I also picked up some stickers. She had a whole bunch of stickers there too, and in my family, we are big Studio Ghibli suckers. So I've got Chihiro here from Spirited Away, May, and like a little Totoro from My Neighbor Totoro. This is another sort of like a fan art sticker from Spirited Away, and this has a few Ghibli characters. It's got Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service, Hal and Sophie from Hal's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, Ponyo, and My Neighbor Totoro, which is really cute. Here's another Chihiro and more Totoro, and I have a calcifer on my water bottle. I also got a couple more stickers for my daughters, but they already have those. And so here is this great shirt that I saw on Orlando Pen Show Instagram when they were highlighting their different vendor tables, and it says just one more fountain pen. It has a fountain pen down here, and I knew I really wanted this shirt. I was so afraid when we got there that they would already be gone, or they would have just brought a few, but they had. My boss and I we both got one, and they're so soft, and they're just made so well, and I absolutely love my shirt and my little haul from The Right Stuff. I got a mini wand. This is from Timothy Wyatt Carlisle, who is a wand maker, pen turner, and voice actor. He was a lot of fun. I asked him what his favorite wand pen was. He had these wonderful wand pens that he made from wood, and they had where you hold the pens, and they had these amazing, they were just, I can't even describe them. There were so many of them, and they were so well made, and they were so fun, and he had a lot of good stuff there with him. And then I saw this little container of the mini wands, and I knew I really wanted one, and so I looked through them, and I was really attracted to this yellow pine one, and it just seemed like it called my name. I love the way it feels when I hold it. I have already done many spells with this this wand. I've already done many. I haven't really done that. It's been sitting on my desk on this little pen rest that I also got from Kirk Spear's table at Pen Realm, which I'll talk more about. But it's been sitting on my desk in its little rest here, and it's so much fun to see because I am a huge Harry Potter nerd, and I have been since the very beginning when the first book came out. So I was really glad to have this. It was so much fun, and it was nice meeting him. And I actually talked to him afterward on Facebook as well. He's super nice. You should definitely, if you are into really fun pens, if you would like a pen wand or a wand in general, he's a woodworker and a pen turner, wand maker, and a voiceover actor. So definitely look out for WyattCarlisle.com. Check him out. He's on Facebook and Instagram too, I believe. So the next table we visited was Drongos' table, and Drongos had an amazing array of things they brought. I believe it was not just one table, it was I think it was 4 tables, 4 areas that they had, maybe 5. What I was immediately drawn to was the rickshaw display. They had a whole container full of rickshaw bags and pen sleeves and pen koozies and the pen rolls and everything, and I was drawn to this small rickshaw bag. I do not know the model of this bag. I don't know the name of the pattern. I don't know anything about it. I should probably have looked it up online before I did this video, but I didn't. But I fell in love with it because I love cats, and I love knitting and cats with yarn and hiding in brown paper bags and little kitty cat toe beans. I just thought it was adorable. Absolutely loved it. So it's got this inside that has this beautiful faux fur, and I love that it's like nice vibrant colors so that when you open up your bag you can really see inside there. So the one that I got has 3 pen slots here, and then it has a little pocket right here that you can obviously put a notebook in. But I've also got these, I've currently got my currently inked pens in here. So I've got these 3 slots filled, and then I have 3 more pens back here, and it zips up beautifully, and then it has a pocket here, which I just have business cards from the pen show. Really am enjoying this. It fits in my bag, my backpack for work, which was just my backpack. That's my everyday carry. Fits in there right next to my journal perfectly. And this has actually replaced my Esther Brooks to-go cup. I do believe it has been knocked out of the park, and I really love this bag. I think this is fantastic. Jess got one too, and we are both really loving our our rickshaw products. I do have a couple other rickshaw things, and they're from other vendors. We visited Kirk Spear's table, who is Pen Realm, and I got one of his pen sleeves from Rickshaw. So it has this really great wolf logo. Here is his logo. Has the wolf there and the spear with the fountain pen nib at the bottom. And his sleeve has that really bright green inside, and it's just so cool. Absolutely super fun. So I got this pen sleeve from Pen Realm and Kirk Spear, and I also got this pen rest too. And so this pen rest is what I'm actually resting my wand on right now. But one of these days I'm gonna have a pen and I'm gonna take it to Kirk and have him do some nib work on it. But for now, I haven't really had any pens that I really wanted. He smoothed a pen for me once. I got a Sage, the Sage TWSBI Eco when it came out, and I bought it from Pen Realm, and he said that with his pens that he sells, he gives a complimentary grind, and so I just asked him for a smooth fine. Oh, and it was so smooth and so buttery. It's just such a great pen. He does fantastic work. His table was constantly full. Like his seats in front of where he was grinding, he had clients the whole time. I got to meet his wife, who helped me with my purchase, and she was helping other people as well. And yeah, it was a pleasure seeing Kirk there and being able to help support Pen Realm. That was a lot of fun. So there was one vendor there who had no pens because the Postal Service here, UPS, they just kept misdelivering his pens, and then they ended up sitting in a warehouse, and they would not even let him come. They were like a warehouse here, like they're in Orlando, and they wouldn't even let him drive there to pick them up. It was horrible. So he had the entire pen show where he didn't have any pens, but he had a smile on his face the whole time. He kept a positive attitude. He took it, he took it like a champ. And he definitely stood out, and that was Sean from London Pen Co. He is based in Canada, and so he had traveled all the way from Canada to come to the Orlando Pen Show, and I felt so bad for him. So the only thing he had there were his pen sleeves that says, "No, you cannot borrow my LPC pen," and it has this really pretty yellow interior. And I thought the least I could do for Sean was buy one of his pen sleeves. And he actually just had a virtual pen show yesterday on his website that he advertised on his Instagram. Definitely check out London Pen Co.'s Instagram. Check out his pens. He's a fantastic pen turner. And I feel like now that I have one of his pen sleeves, I probably need to save up so I can put one of his pens in it. So yeah, definitely check out London Pen Co. and show Sean some love. So let's move on to the pens. We visited the Esther Brooks table, and I got this really beautiful blotter paper with these wonderful artwork scenes on them from the Esther Brooks table. And I am not the most I'm not a very art savvy person. But these are absolutely beautiful. The work is by Alan Ramiro at See the Lines. And this is in Istanbul, which is beautiful. And then this is from Madrid. And this is the Leaning Tower of Pisa with a nice little tourist over here holding it up. And then these are the small blotter sheets that are perforated. And I will not be using these. These are too pretty to blot my ink with. They're absolutely beautiful. I do have another set of Esther Brooks ink blotter sheets that just have their logo on them, and I use those as ink blotters. I actually have one that I keep in my journal, and I use it to mark my page, because in this journal I don't have a ribbon, but it's got ink on it, as you can see. But so I used that, and it was very, very nice. And the people at Esther Brooks were great. I got to meet Vanessa Langdon, and she is super, super fun and sweet. And it was really nice to meet her. And I did get an Esther Brooks Esty in Petrified Forest, and I got it with a journaler nib. And I will say that when I first got the nib, it was writing really badly. And I pulled out my loop and I took a look, and it turned out that the times were misaligned. And so I was really kind of sad about that, because you pay extra for these custom grind nibs. And so we reached out to Esther Brooks, and they offered for me to ship it back, and then they would ship me a new one. But I am very impatient, and I knew I could fix it, so I just took my time and I gently fixed the misalignment, and now it writes wonderfully. I will say this though, I do not see anything. The journaler nib, I guess, is supposed to be like a mini stub nib. Maybe it's just the way I write, but I don't see any real difference or anything really special about this nib. Oh, I know if you have this pen and you have this nib, and if it writes really different for you and you really enjoy it, you're probably thinking, you are just crazy. I know, I'm sorry. I am writing with it though. I'm on my second fill of ink. It's a beautiful, beautiful pen, and I really do love it. And I will continue to write with it. There's one other flaw with this pen though, I have to point out, because I'm very particular about my Esther Brooks. So on the cap band, Esther Brooks always has their name engraved in it. And the cap, this, I can't word right now. This always lines up with the B. On all of my other Esther Brooks, this lines up with the B, always. On this one, it is off to the left, just ever so slightly, and it does not line up. And when I took it out of the box, that was the first thing I noticed, and I was like, oh man. But it's not, it's not horrible. It's got a funny story to it. This pen has a story now. That's this pen's story. All my Esther Brooks have a story, and that is this pen's story. It's got a wonky, what is the name of this? Why is it escaping my brain right now? Pen clip. It's got a wonky aligned pen clip, and I had to fix the nib, but it's a beautiful pen, and I really am enjoying it, and I'm on my second fill, and I'm glad that I purchased it. Moving on to the next pen that was a purchase, which I am completely in love with. Here it is. So, another item that I found on the Pen Show Instagram when I was watching and keeping an eye on the Orlando Pen Show Instagram before we were going, from Tailored Pen Co. was this Honeycomb pen. I just thought it was absolutely beautiful. Seriously fell in love with it. And I knew that if I got the chance to see the pen, I wanted to see it and touch it and feel it and just hold it in my hands. And on the first day we got there, which was Thursday, we went to the All Access Pass sort of early meetup. It was in a small like ballroom, I guess, like a small meeting room, and there were some pen turners who had already set up, an early table. And from across the room, I saw the Tailored Pen Company sign up, and I saw that they had a few of these pens displayed, and I went straight there. And I fell in love with, this is called Bee's Knees Honeycomb, and it's the cigar shape with the honeybee roll stop, which is right here. And it has a medium number 6 Yovo nib. So it comes with this certificate of authenticity, and it also came with this pen rickshaw sleeve that says Tailored Pen Company. great fuzzy lining, which I'm really enjoying. I'm just so enjoying all of my rickshaw sleeves and my rickshaw bag. But I fell in love with this cigar shape, and I just thought this pen is totally me. I absolutely, like, I put it in my hands, and I felt it, and I uncapped it, and then I capped it back, and then I felt it some more, and I held it in my hands, and I asked Jess to talk me out of it, and she couldn't. She wouldn't. She would not even attempt to talk me out of this pen. So the first pen show purchase was this pen, and it's absolutely beautiful. It has a gold colored nib with the Tailored Pen Company logo on the nib, and this is the number 6 medium Yovo nib, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I currently have it inked with Ferris wheel press buttered popcorn. I'm on my second fill of ink in this pen, and I'm almost done with that fill. This pen is just absolutely gorgeous in every way. I wish I knew how they could do that. They did that honeycomb pattern because it's fantastic. It's just, oh, there's a little bit of ink right there. Now it's on me, but that's okay. But it's just a fantastic pen. I'm absolutely in love with it. The only thing I will say about this pen is that you have to line up this part of the hexagon with that part of the hexagon. And there is one hexagon here that lines up properly, and when you line it up and you turn the pen, then the hexagons line up. But if you use the wrong hexagon, it does not line up. So I used that hexagon, no, this hexagon. So I have to use this hexagon, and now it perfectly lines up. So I'm gonna have to find a way to make some sort of little thing right there that shows me that that's the one I need to line up, because oftentimes I try to line it up with that one and then I get that underneath there. That's my only qualm. It's a silly thing, but you know, I just sort of, when I do it wrong, I just undo it and put the other hexagon on there, and then it's just beautiful. It lines up perfectly, and I love this roll stop, how flush it is with the pen body and how it just follows the ridge or the curvature of the pen. It's just such a very well made, beautiful pen. I love all the different variations of orange and yellow in it, and it's just, I just love this pen. I'm so happy to have this pen, and it is, like I said, I'm on my second fill of it, and I can't see myself wanting to put it down for a very long time. So definitely check out Tailored Pen Company. John and his wife were fantastic. They were such pleasant people. They had their kids with them, and they were so fun. So really enjoying this pen, and really glad I got it. And check them out. They're on Instagram and Facebook and their website. And they're on YouTube as well. They make their own pen blanks too. So I'm actually considering contacting them for a custom pen that I might like to have in the future. So that was that pen, and I bought one more pen, which I am absolutely in love with too. And I bought this from Divine Pens Plus, and they are located in Palm Bay, Florida. And I got their diamond cast Rocky Top in the Summerland, in the Summerland pen body, and it has a number 6 Bach nib on it, and like I said, it's diamond cast, and so it's got this beautiful diamondy sparkles throughout the whole pen, and it's just such a beautiful pen. All the different variations of oranges, gray, black, white. It's just an absolutely beautiful pen. I fell in love with it. I walked by their table probably 4 times, maybe 5 times, and they always had plenty of people around their table, and so I was able to kind of peek in and look at the pens, but I wasn't able to get a really good look. But I kept walking around, and eventually I got over there where they had nobody there. And so I finally had my chance, and it was Saturday, and I was looking at all the pens that they had left. And there was a few times when I walked by, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw an orange pen, and I was like, ooh, ooh. But there were so many people standing there that I couldn't really get in there to get a good look. I didn't want to, elbow anybody or be up against someone's shoulder. So when I finally got there and was able to look, I saw this pen, and I picked it up, and I held it in my hands, in my hot little hands, and I knew that this was my pen, and I just could not put it down. I just fell in love with it. Let me tell you, one of the things that I love about this pen is I love that it has a longer section here. And because when I hold my pens, I hate it when the back part of my fingers rub against a really, really sharp threads. These threads are actually really soft, and the step up is very minimal and very soft as well. This was crafted with comfort in mind, and they were just, they figured it out. Like, it's been, even the edge of the cap here is not sharp. They have just, Braxton has figured out how to make an amazing, amazing pen. They have several different models, but I chose this one, which is the Summerlin model. It has a number 6 Bach nib on it with a stamp of their logo, which is the 2 palm trees. And I just absolutely fell in love with this pen. Fall orangey colors, shimmery, just goodness. This pen is this is just a thing of beauty. I absolutely adore this pen, and I have it inked with Williams Viceroy Butterfly Orange, and they are a perfect combination. And as you know, I like to make long time pen ink combinations, and I feel like Viceroy Butterfly Orange is probably the only orange I'm going to use in this pen. I love, 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 love this pen. I can't get over how much I love this pen. It's just, I just can't get over it. I really, really adore this pen. There's nothing about this pen that I think should be different. There's nothing about this pen that I don't have anything bad to say about this pen. I love it. Absolutely love it. And Braxton and his wife Erica were so, so nice, super fun. I got to know them, and they were just fantastic people. And I love this pen. Absolutely love it. I love all the pens that I got, but this one has a very special place in my heart. Absolutely adore it. So thank you so much for watching my video of my little Florida pen show haul. I am just very, very happy with everything that I purchased, and I look forward to the next Florida pen show. And maybe in the future I'll attend one of the bigger pen shows. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see about that. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always. And if you are interested in any of the things you see here, I will include links down below to those companies, so you can get your own goodies from them and visit their social media as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I wish you all awesomeness, greatness, and happy writing. Bye-bye.